And for our mindfulness meditation, let me invite you, first of all, as always, just to be still. Let your body become as comfortably still as it can be. That is good enough. Let your eyes close and your mind remain awake. And let your body breathe all by itself, with your lips together, breathing in and out through your nose. Your stomach area rising and falling gently as your body breathes all by itself, relaxation breath. And as you feel the feeling of calm, serenity filling your body, allow that to happen, allow it to deepen, allow the journey to continue inside yourself. As you surrender and flow, let me invite you to explore just for a few moments, to revisit just for a few moments the memory of a time in your life that you would describe as the worst time, the unhappiest time, a time when the emotion inside you was so painful it felt like it filled even your bones, even your arms and your legs. Okay, let that go, because now we're going to use that as a contrast. The next thing I'd like to invite you to do is imagine into your body right now the very emotion that you would love to have as your most dominant emotion for the rest of your life. If you could choose any emotion right now, the click of fingers, and it was there in your body, what emotion would you choose to have as the most powerful background feeling with you always, wherever you go, whatever you do? If you can put a word on that emotion, name it. And as you name it, really feel it. Give yourself a taste, a really strong sensation, a deep, internal, inner, core feeling of that emotion. Let your body fill with it just for a few moments. You can let it linger longer if you wish. That's the emotion that I'm going to invite you to commit to welcome into your body, to create every day, to create and allow to be there inside you every moment from now on. I'm going to use the word peace to describe that emotion, but that is just my word. So when you hear me say the word peace and refer to the emotion of peace, you can use your own word in its place, and you can feel your own emotion, your own chosen emotion instead. Okay. Now, as you already know, all of your emotions, every emotion you have ever felt and ever will feel for the rest of your life, you create with your thoughts. The first thing that thought creates is emotion. So that means that the emotion that you've just named and the one you are probably still feeling right now is being generated by a thought that is occurring, that's happening, that's existing inside your mind. Have a go at spotting that thought. What does your intelligence tell you that thought is? Maybe you can actually hear yourself thinking that thought with your mind's ear. Have a listen. What's the thought behind your favorite emotion? Okay. My favorite emotion is the emotion of peace. And my most powerful thought to create that emotion for myself is I am safe, all is well. As you sit in meditation and in high state of self-awareness right now, just repeat to yourself as best as you can, to the best of your knowledge, using your inner voice, your thought, the thought that creates the emotion of your choice, the one that you'd like to have with you and inside your body for the rest of your life, accompanying you through every event, through every chapter of life, through every experience. Name it and feel it, and spot the thought that's creating it. If you can't spot the thought and you simply don't know what it is, then just make one up. Just intelligently put a few words together that sound likely, that sound intelligent, that sound rational and logical, and that would sound like they would create that emotion. They will do. The nature and the wording of the thought is very personal. So whatever feels good to you is good to you. Okay. Now, I want to ask you some questions. I want to offer you some questions for you to ask yourself. And the first one is, as you look back across your life at all the difficult things, events, places, experiences that you've had, the question is this: if you'd been completely calm, if you'd have felt that lovely emotion, your favorite emotion, the one you've just named, throughout that whole experience or those whole experiences, would it have helped or would it have hindered? Would you feeling good, you feeling strong, you feeling capable, calm, peaceful, confident, whatever the feeling is, if you had that feeling in your body throughout that whole experience, what would have happened? What does your intelligence tell you would have happened if you'd have remained emotionally strong, buoyant, positive, calm, peaceful, confident, whatever the word is for you? If you'd have carried your emotion, your favorite emotion with you through that experience, how would it have changed the experience, the actual things that took place? If you'd presented fearlessly, calmly, confidently, courageously, if you'd have shown up bringing your powerful positive emotion with you, what effect would that have had? Do you think, do you imagine it would have had upon the circumstances, the events, including the solutions? Do you think it would have helped or do you think it would have hindered? Okay, next question. As you think back across your life at all the incredibly difficult things that you've lived through, that you've survived, that you've even thrived as a result of, as you remember those difficulties and possibly even remember the emotion of pain as you remember the incident and the experience, did you survive every one of them? Are you still here to tell the tale? And of course, the answer is yes. And now the next, the second part of that question, and maybe the most important, is, did you learn a great deal about yourself and life from those circumstances? The chances are You did. Did those circumstances, those events, and even the painful emotions themselves, did they teach you something? The chances are they did. Now, my next question is this. Are you ready to give up worrying, feeling anxious, feeling unsafe? Are you ready to? Have you suffered enough yet to discover, to embrace, and to commit to a lifetime of courage, calmness, confidence, and peace? Feeling courageous, confident, peaceful. Has your wisdom grown to the point where you're now realizing that it is possible to choose well-being, to choose calmness, happiness, positivity, and nothing bad is going to happen as a result of you making that choice, no matter what the circumstances in the external world are? Are you ready for that? I know that you are. Let me ask that question in a different way. Would you like to live a life filled with a background, solid, strong sense of safety, calmness, peacefulness, confidence? I know their answer is yes. Then your single thought, the one that you have given birth to, the one that you have authored, the one that you have created in your mind with your inner voice, will give you that. Now, you've discovered the thought, the wording of the thought. You know the emotion that feels best in your body. And now I'm going to invite you to do your best to commit yourself to believing in that thought, to reminding yourself of it as often as possible, to living life with that thought in your mind, with that emotion in your body. And I want you to do an experiment. I want to invite you to do an experiment. Live a whole day, 24 hours, feeling that emotion, feeling the emotion of your choice, your chosen emotion, and discover what happens. Discover what happens inside yourself, emotionally and physically, and discover what happens in the outside world as well. Discover what events are precipitated because you are holding that emotion of positivity inside your body. Be a scientist, do an experiment. Find out what happens just 24 hours, a whole waking day, and if you can do it in your sleep, then all is good. There are approximately 16 hours in a waking day. So my invitation is to use every one of those 16 hours to the best of your ability to live this emotion, to live by the belief, the conviction of your own thoughts, convicted, committed, dedicated, just for 24 hours, 8 of which you'll probably be asleep, and see what happens. Find out what happens to your health. Find out what happens to your sleep. Find out what happens to other people around you. How do they react? Find out what happens to circumstances, events, serendipities, coincidences. Discover the effect that you feeling good, you feeling strong, calm, well-being, Discover what it does to your life, and you'll be amazed. And as we arrive, very gently at the end of our mindfulness meditation, let me invite you to notice the light coming in through your eyelids, the feeling of your body weight resting, the solid ground underneath your feet. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes and notice how good you feel.